What's up, guys? I'm fucking awful with Facebook, so I really don't have any clue what to really do here. Oh, can I add somebody in here? Oh, no problem, dude. Sorry, it's all fucky. Let's see. Oh, don't end the live video. God damn it. Is there like a way to add dude in here that was I don't see an option. What the fuck? I mean, we could do the Q&A here if you guys are cool with that. Damn it, I don't want to fucking... I'm trying to see if there's an option to add dude in here, like... Go live with... I don't want to fucking go live with a mask already going on. Okay, well... I ain't got no upcoming bookings, bro. But, yeah, we could do it a different time or, whatever. I think, actually the problem, if you guys want to try to start it up again, for some reason my microphone and my camera settings weren't, add David Krueger? Okay. How do I add him? Where do I do that, like, on the screen? Because, like, there's, like, a plus button, like a little magic wand. The only thing it's letting me do is, like, invite people to watch the thing. The plus is only letting me... It says live video, draw it, lip sync, mystery mask. Yeah, man, sorry. I'm really not, like, Facebook sad. Yeah, I know everybody could see me. Thank you. I mean, do you guys just want to do it now? I mean, we could fucking just do it now. Yeah, alright. So just post your questions. I'll answer them. Yeah, dude. Sorry, David, Mike. I know that you were trying to get the thing working. I don't know what the fuck. But we're here now, so just any questions you guys got, throw them on the bottom, and I'll definitely answer them. What's up, Matt? Oh, dude. If there was anything in my short career that I was very, very proud of, it was that IWA match with Slack. At that time, like, Schlack, I think working for like 2 years, and I was working for around the same time, and we didn't know each other, and we just hit it off and fucking beat the shit out of each other. And I mean, it was a great experience, and yeah, also Ian traded me like gold when I was down there. Okay, let's see. Who do you want to have a match with that you haven't yet? Masada definitely is up there on one. If we're talking like out of anybody in deathmatch wrestling, Abdullah Kobayashi would be my number one. Schlack weed whackered me like I think it was 7 times. How you feeling coming back from injury? Oh, I came back from injury, and why did you retire? Okay, so I can probably get into the whole thing. Um, More or less, when I got my ACL surgery, I healed like fucking Superman, and I didn't have to go to any physical therapy or anything like that. And doing so, I more or less was fucking lazy and just didn't take care of myself. So by the time I came back, I was super out of shape and felt like shit about myself. And there was a lot of like other little underlying factors, but I came back and then I won that tournament. And I knew I wasn't where I needed to be, and I knew that like I'm fucking up. So I took a couple more months off, and I tried getting my shit together, and it just didn't happen. And I got on some antidepressants that made me gain a bunch of fucking weight on top of like my drinking got out of control, and it just looked like I was going down a bad path. I didn't want to be one of those fucking wrestlers, man, that like everybody's like, look at how the business chewed them up and, you know, spit them out and shit like that. So I decided rather than just, you know, continuing to be this shitty version of myself, I would go ahead and fucking just walk away. And like, as far as right now, not coming back anytime soon. I'm still pretty young, and I got a lot of shit I need to handle before I could fucking come back and be the person that, you know, type of wrestler I want to be. And that just, it's going to take a while. So if I do come back, I'll be happy. But if I don't, you know, I had a lot of fun and I made some fucking memories, and that's really all I could say for it. Let's see. What else we got? I don't speak Spanish, Bastian, so I don't know what you said, if anybody could translate. Why do you think deathmatch is getting bigger? Well, I mean, look at the top deathmatch wrestlers in the world right now. All of those guys can fucking go in normal matches. And I think the stigma of being a deathmatch guy with a lot of those top guys, it's just not the case anymore. They can have good matches with anybody. And I think that people are starting to realize that and catch on to that and realize that, you know, it's not garbage wrestling, and it's based off of storytelling and, you know, all the things you love about traditional pro wrestling, just with weapons. Fight me in Southern Indiana. Respect. How was working with Ian Rodden? Ian was fucking good to me, man. Like, you know, he gave me a place to crash, got me fucked up. Like, he was a good dude. Like, he, you know, gave me a bunch of beer to drink while I was there, and dude never met me in a day in his life. I have nothing but good things to say about that guy. Why do you wear a mask, and how did you come up with it? Well, I was a really big fan of the band Mushroomhead. You know, my whole life, big horror movie fan. So there's this mask that lead singer of Mushroomhead had that I just fell in love with one day. And I saw it, and I wanted to put my own spin on it. So I drew up this design, and this guy in Phoenix that used to run this haunted house called Chris made the mask for me and sculpted it to my face and everything like that. And the main reason I wear it, you know, the gimmick I wanted to portray, but also, I got a fucking baby face, bro. Is it true that you're the son of Freddy Krueger and he doesn't pay child support? Yeah, dude, he's a fucking asshole. What do you think of Moxley versus Omega at Full Gear? I watched it live, mainly because I'm always interested when I see a mainstream company, you know, doing that type of shit, doing hardcore wrestling. And I think it was very, very fucking close to a death match, and I thought it was great. I loved it. Who's the best person to hang out with behind the curtains? Shit, man, that's a hard one, because, like, I don't know, I would say Schlack is pretty much fucking, you know, the ultimate dude to, party with and hang out with. But as far as like if we're gonna go with West Coast and people I see more often, drinking with BC Killer or JD Horror, some of the best memories of my life. Favorite horror villain, Freddy Krueger. Kind of obvious. What's the journey like becoming a deathmatch wrestler? I mean, it's weird. Like the way I got into deathmatch wrestling was I started working for UEW, and they straight up just asked me, and I was like, "Oh, well, that would be fun. Fuck it." And I always was a fan of it, but I never had the opportunity to do anything like that. So once I got it, I just took it, and I really, really fell in love with it. Like that's all I honestly. If I ever come back to wrestling, that's really all I really want to do is just do death matches. Have you gone to see the movie Pig yet? Pig? I've never heard of that one. Why does West Coast deathmatch scene get overlooked? Okay. I think there's a couple of factors there. A big one is that for a while it kind of sucked. I mean, and you got cats like, Mr. California and people like that, kind of just drag the name down. And I think a lot of it is just not the proper promoting and stuff like that. I think like a lot of the guys down in the West Coast, definitely like BC Killer, Guido, Carnage, those cats, all of them fucking definitely could hang with all the West Coast cats. And I just think a big part of it is promoting from the promotions they work for. How do you okay, yeah, after XPW and having anything for years, yeah, I think I wasn't around the scene back then, but yeah, I don't think you guys had anything until like Next Pro or something. How'd you feel about what you see in the recent Deep South tournament? Okay. Dude, I don't want to shit on anybody, but I mean, there is a reason why deathmatch has the stigma it does. And if you want to see prime example of that, I think that would be that tournament. Been kissing you. I don't even know how to respond to that. Any weapons you will not take. Let's see. Off the top of my head, those skewer boards, fuck that, and no fucking pigeon spikes. I'm not down for that. And honestly, like anything just like gusset plates and all that, I'm down for. Just no pigeon spikes, nothing that's gonna puncture an organ or something like that. Like, because my biggest thing is I just don't want to go to a fucking hospital after a death match. I hate hospitals. Oh yeah, barefoot too. I couldn't do barefoot. My feet are way too fucking sensitive. That shit would kill me, bro. Like, I don't know how cats like, Adam Bueller and Jimmy Chondo and all those guys. I have no idea how you guys fucking do those death matches barefoot. Because that's just, fuck that. Will we see you in the death match again? It'll be a while. Like I said, I gotta get my shit together, man. I gotta get in better shape. Like the last time I was in the ring, I knew I shouldn't have been there. And it fucked with me. It really sucked. But it's when you're a wrestler or a worker, you got to take a reality check sometimes, and I had to. Ask man, love it. Thank you. Who would you say is the best from the West Coast? Speaking of West Coast death matches, Homeless Jimmy, by far. How he is still able to do the things he does and just all, like, if you look at all the nasty bumps that guy's taken over his, I don't know how the fuck he's still doing it, his age that he's doing it today, and I fucking commend him. Jimmy's the fucking man, dude. Have been working regular. Nah, man, I quit wrestling like altogether. Like I don't like saying I retired because one, nobody's ever truly retired in pro wrestling, and two, retired is when you got some money. I ain't got anything but memories and scars to show for this shit, man. Are you busy in April? When's the last time you was in Indianapolis? Fuck. I don't even know, cause like I think when I did did that show for Ian, it was in Kentucky, Indiana, or some shit like that. I fucking really, my memory's really bad. Hey man, wrestling don't owe me shit. It gave me a lot of fun years, and definitely gave me some memories, but it don't owe me anything. It don't need to give anything back to me, man. Like, I made my bed, and I'm lying for it, or lying in it, in my own career. It was Memphis, Indiana, bro. 15 minutes away from me. Oh, gotcha. Hi, Dwayne. If you catch me doing this, it's because this fucking thing sucks, dude, to breathe in. Like, it really is it's a latex mask, so it fucking is a bitch to breathe in. Was that your last match, the one against Slack at IW? No. So what happened was I had that match with Slack, and then 2 months later I tore my ACL, and then I was gone for like a year and a half, almost 2 years. And when I came back, I did this match at Gold Coast, like some hardcore match with Tony Reyes. I did a match with Neil Cutter and Casanova. I did one of their no rings, and then I did the Crimson tournament, and then I did another Crimson show, and that was it for me. Okay. Okay, there's some. Alright. Who's an up and coming deathmatch wrestler we should keep our eyes on? I mean, he's been around for a while, but Guido's doing big things down, the West Coast, and that guy's fucking been consistent for a really long time. So out of everybody in the West Coast, watch out for him. Watch out when BC Killer comes back from his ankle injury. What did it feel like winning Crimson Crown 2? Oh, dude, it was a fucking mixed feelings. Like, the way it happened, I didn't find out I was winning it, until my second match, or until the end of my second match. And I was concussed and fucked up, and John Wayne Murdoch is a fucking saint. He got me through that match, and it was decent, and John Wayne Murdoch, dude, the fact that he had that good of a match with me, with how concussed and how loopy I was, it just shows you how great that fucking guy is. You say you're done, but if approached, would you be open to a return? I would have to be in shape. That's my biggest thing. I'm not in shape right now. And I'm not going to, go and make a fool of myself and be all blown the fuck up in the ring and look like shit, you know what I mean? Best road story. It's not really that great, but it is funny. I did this match with Insaniac and UEW, and we set a cross on fire. And the whole thing that we were going to do is after I was going to take a bump on the cross on fire, and then after he was going to crucify me. Well, when we set it on fire, we also wrapped the cross in barbed wire, and it fucking heated up the barbed wire really bad. So when he went to crucify me after I took the bump, I fucking got these, I don't know if they were second or third degree burns on my back, but they were fucked. And I had a 6-hour drive home, and my back was melting to a fucking seat, and I was sucking on a vape pen like a binky, just hoping to God to get home and not be in fucking pain, and it set up the worst 2 weeks of my fucking life. Oh shit! You just got booked. What match did you have the most fun in and why? I think that match with Schlack, IWA. I know I reference it a lot, but it was the match that got eyes on me. And it was a not only just like a fun fucking match, but it was also like something to prove to myself that I could actually hang with some bad motherfuckers. And Schlack blew the fuck up. It was like not even a few weeks after, and I can't be happier for Schlack. Cool, man. That was where I first heard of you, was the IWA gig. Yeah. John Wayne Murdoch's the best going today. Put him in a 32-man tournament. Just popped in. Who made your mask? His name's Chris Sanders. He used to run a haunted house I used to work at in Phoenix, Arizona. I don't think he runs that anymore, but he makes masks. You can look him up, and he's got like a page. I think it's called like Chris FSFX. Holy shit, those pictures are insane. Get in touch with me. Let's make something happen. Great match, sicka. Yeah, Gary, fucking send me a DM and we'll talk and see where I'm at. What's your favorite Sick House moment? Okay, so for the people that don't know what Sick House is, it's my tag partner, Mike James, and I's little group. And my best Sick House moment? Fuck, dude, that's a hard one. Like, probably when we had the match with PP Ray, Peter Avalon and Ray Brosis, because we actually hung with them and had a really good match. Worst promoter you've worked for? Fuck. I can't remember what his name was, but it was this promotion called RWA, I believe. No. RWF, Rowdy Wrestling Federation. And it was this guy, Sean, that I never met in my life, and I was just started out. And the ring was fucked up. He tried stiff paying me. I drove fucking 3.5 hours out there. He was just a real shady piece of shit. He didn't pay like anybody on the show, and we all worked in a fucked up ring, and we all got hurt, and it was just a big fucking mess. What was the first deathmatch stip, and who was your opponent? My first deathmatch was, I think it was a barbed wire boards match, or something like. Yeah, I think it was a barbed wire boards tag match, and it was me and BC Killer versus Andre Verdun, aka Youth Suicide, and Homeless Jimmy. Personal favorite opponent other than Schlack, of course. JD Horror was pretty fucking fun to work with, and he taught me a lot, man. Like, if it wasn't for JD Horror, I would have fucking got. I would have either A, fucked myself up in a death match really bad, or B, just got my ass kicked by somebody. And he really kind of instilled to me that, how to do things safely and, just not to let people take advantage of you and shit like that. Thank you so much for bearing with the issues and doing this. Oh, no problem, dude. So, like, this is my first one, my first, like, ever no kayfabe. Like, if anybody's ever, like, seen me at shows or work shows with me, I usually, like, try to keep kayfabe, but, so this is, like, my first interview in my mask talking, other than just doing growls and shit. Like, even when I do podcasts, I would do, like, I'd say, like, the representation of Krueger, or Krueger's represent, or some shit, stupid shit, corny shit like that. Would you like to visit Mexico and wrestle in Zona 23? I would. Like I said, if I get, once I get in shape and I start doing wrestling again. I did go to Mexico once. Supreme took me down there. It was me, Supreme, and Max X versus Damien, Bestia, and Psychosis in a 6-man death match. And Conan was our fucking manager, and it was it's a pretty great night. It was a lot of fun. Psychosis beat the shit out of me, dude. Oh, that promotion too. Yeah, Ryan Moran. It was I think it was like 2014 when that I think they're running up again though. Are you healed up enough to start getting back into shape? I had a broken foot from a bad spot, and I know it's tough. You got to come back. You got to come back, man. I mean, I am, but I like I said, dude, I got a lot of fucking problems right now, so I gotta really get my shit together in order, to even fucking do that. People want you back. Get on the grind. That's a MDKC are rooting you on. Thank you, dude. I appreciate it. Like, if it wasn't for fans like you guys and, just the support I've gotten over the years, from deathmatch pages and shit like that, I would have quit a long fucking time ago before I did. Any thoughts about Necro Butcher? He's fucking, like, I'm not gonna, get into the politics or any bullshit like that, but as far as, like, the wrestler Necro Butcher, fucking amazing. One of the best that ever did it. And, as on a person, I don't know him personally, and, I'm not gonna speak on that. Do you ever come back to Tucson to wrestle at HIW or RWA? RWA I would. Any ring rat stories? Oh, you're a motherfucker, Donnie Boyd. So I'll give you one. When I first started wrestling, like even when I was like still training and shit, there was this one chick that was way older than me at the time, and we almost got fucking engaged, and I had zero clue she was a rat. And, like, I knew what a rat was, but I didn't think she was, and nobody really told me. And while I was with her, I ended up finding out, like, she slept with, like, 5 of the boys and shit like that. And it was a fucking dumb, dumb mistake I made. And, yeah, that's pretty much the only one I really got. Yeah, fucking being young, dumb, and stupid, not fucking understanding that, hey, wrestlers have ring rats, and there's people that just go for wrestlers. Stay away from them. If you guys got any more questions, just throw them below, or whenever you guys want me to finish up, just let me know. Appreciate you guys fucking having me on, and kind of letting me tell why I kind of left is pretty therapeutic for me. So I appreciate you guys letting me do that, because I know there's a lot of fucking questions, and if I don't come back to wrestling, I would still like to do this character in one shape or another, so I'd have to figure out something. We know a bit about you here in Australia. That's fucking cool, man. That's the coolest thing, I think, about doing death matches is you get a very, very wide audience of people once you start getting DVDs bought and stuff like that. So I know at one point, like, there was somebody from Kuwait messaging me, somebody from Germany. So I love that shit. Do you have a dream death match if you came back? Yes, I do. I don't think it would ever happen, but if we're gonna talk, if I ever had the option to pick whoever the fuck I ever wanted in any type of fucking death match I ever wanted, I would definitely pick up Dua Kobayashi in like a 666 light tube death match or something like that. Do you have a dream death match if you came back? I just answered that. What is your favorite death match? Of my own or just like in general? Of course I watch GCW, man. it's the best shit going in wrestling today, man. Like, straight up. I don't watch a lot of wrestling anymore, just because, it's kind of like a bitter subject, but I do. I still catch GCW shows here and there, and I did start watching AEW a little bit, but for the most part, GCW is like, if I'm gonna watch wrestling, I'm gonna go and rent something on the Fight app from them. Best match you've seen? Whew. See, that's fucking hard, man. That's really hard. I'll give you my best death match, because I can't think of match off the top of my head, but the best death match I ever saw, like, live, and, like, I was on the show, Jimmy and Masada fucking killed it, I think it was, like, the first Sovereign or Slaughter for UEW. I had a match with JD. I had, like, a fishhook death match. And, yeah, dude. If you guys haven't seen that one, fucking look it up or, buy the DVD. You should come to Michigan and wrestle at Horror Slam against Jeff King in the death match. I was trying, because I have a buddy that lives out in Michigan that I could crash on his fucking couch need be. So, ooh, I like that one. Indica or sativa? I'm a sativa cat, man. Thoughts on Peter B? As a dude, like, we were cool, and we smoked some weed when we were at Primo's and had some fun. I'm not gonna talk about the guy's work because I haven't seen enough of it to have a fucking opinion. Whoa, what is favorite you were in? I probably said it like 5 fucking times, but that first one against Slack was my favorite death match. And then it would probably be the fishhook death match I had with JD at Sovereign. That one was fucking nerve-wracking. And Masada and Corp, it was my first time meeting Masada and Corp, and we flew them down there, and it was a fucking experience. Dead City Collective would love your character for haunts. Ah, fuck, dude. I'd love doing that again. I used to work at a haunted house when I was younger, and I had a lot of fun. Unsafe glass usage is what Blake is saying. Okay. I'll straight... Alright, if we're going to talk about that, we're going to talk about that. Alright. So, here's the deal. I don't know what was said before the match. I don't know if, like, Peter asked him, hey, can we use or do you care if we use this glass? I don't know any of that. So, like, I can't really go and say, fuck him for using unsafe glass, because I don't know if the other dude agreed to it. If the other dude agreed to it, then what are you going to do? You know what I mean? Thoughts on Primos? Thoughts on Primo. Sorry, I went brain dead for a sec. Primo's was one of the best experiences I've ever had in wrestling. I'll tell you guys a funny, fucked up story. I was supposed to do a Primo's back, I think, in 2016. I really fucked up, and I missed my flight. So when I came there, finally, last year, I definitely wanted to do something, to make up for that and, show I'm not a complete piece of shit. Do you put extra effort in getting color? Yeah, in getting color elsewhere since the mask covers the dome. I have my other mask with me. I don't know if anybody wanted to fucking see it, but I have these stitches in the pentagram on this one that I'll cut open, and I could get color through there. I could have somebody rip it open, or but for the most part, all of my colors, my arms, my back, the back of my neck, the arm color thing was something that I really tried getting over. Like I know my arms were pretty bad a couple of fucking times, and that's why I was trying to make that kind of my signature thing. Since the mask is already dark, and even if there is blood, you can't really see it as much. So I might as well cover everything else. Have you had the same mask for the whole span of your character, or has it changed? This is the second version. This is the fucking inside thing I need to wear so it doesn't fall off. But this is the second version of it, and it's red. It's more of a red color. This one's more of a black and with like maroon highlights, and this is like a red with black highlights. I did that. I got this one I think a year after I was using the other one. Best advice you got from another deathmatch wrestler? Shit, man. Honestly, as far as how do I say this? As far as fucking advice that saved my ass, I was gonna. There's the fishhook match I was gonna do. We never cut the barbs off of the fucking fish hooks, so they would have got stuck in me and I wouldn't have been able to get them out. And luckily Masada sat there with a Dremel and helped me file them down before the match, so I fucking didn't fuck myself up majorly. So I got saved there. Easiest weapon to draw, gussets. Yeah, definitely gussets. Probably my favorite weapon. I'd rather take a bunch of gusset plates than, most other things. Mainly because of how much blood it draws. Alright, so if you guys got any more questions, throw them down. I'm going to wrap this up in the next 5 minutes. But again, thank you guys for having me on. Shit was fun. Like I said, glad to get a little bit of thoughts on Jim Cornette. All right, or Corvette. I don't know who Jim Corvette is, but Jim Cornette. Okay, so as far as wrestling knowledge, dude's fucking an encyclopedia, right? But when you start wishing death on people, that's another fucking thing. And him attacking G-Raver the way he did, the shit pissed me the fuck off. And no need for that. And, I'm fully... I have no problem with people shitting on deathmatch. Well, I mean, I do have a problem with people shitting on deathmatch wrestling, but I don't have a problem with people having a fucking opinion. But when you start saying, oh, I wish a fucking tube, because it wasn't the only time. He did that shit with John Wayne Murdoch a few years ago, and I know it really fucking pissed me the fuck off, because, that guy's the shit to me. John was a guy that, I could say was really, really fucking cool, and I don't want to see anything bad happen to him. So, when you start putting that bad energy into the universe, fucking, I'm not about that, and that's where I kind of draw the line. You can say you hate it all you want, but don't fucking wish one of our boys fucking dies, because that's not good for anybody. Interesting coming to Detroit for Horror Slam. I mean, like I said, I was. If I come back, definitely. That's on the list for sure. That I would love to fucking do. El Maquina? I don't know what that means. Marcelo Dominguez. You take care and look after yourself. Great interview and thanks for your time. I got asked in my Q&A, but I'm curious to get local perspective. Thoughts on Mr. California? I talked about it a little bit before. He's the reason why West Coast, I think, not the sole reason, but at least a big reason why it got the stigma it did, why a lot of guys haven't gotten exposure out there. And also, when he's fucked over a lot of my fucking my friends, like my boys in real life too. Like, not, outside of wrestling, those guys are my buddies, and he's fucked so many people out of money. And I, I saw this motherfucker's running a seminar and shit. Like, it's a fucking joke. I never worked for him though. Luckily, everybody told me about his bullshit right when I started doing death matches down in Cali and shit. Any last questions before I wrap this fucker up, man? Alright, guys. Fucking thanks for having me on, man. And, like I said, if I ever do come back to wrestling, you guys will probably be the first to fucking know. You guys were pretty much the first to know about me, leaving and shit. So, thank you for your time. A lot of guys wouldn't have stuck with it after Texas. Oh, dude, no problem. I get it, man. I get it. And you guys are awesome, dude. Keep doing what you're fucking doing. And, dude, fucking look at the time we're living in right now. This isn't a better time for deathmatch wrestling. So fucking enjoy it, man. It's not going to last forever. So, my best advice is to, make the most of it now, because definitely this booming period isn't going to be around for, the rest of the time. Alright, guys. Fucking had a lot of fun. Thank you all for having me on. And you guys have a fucking killer night, man.